Hey guys, Old Guy Gaming here, back again with another MTG Arena video, and tonight I gotta make an omission. I've got to admit something. I made a bad video. That's right. Last week, around this time, I released a video for Cavalcade claiming that Cavalcade was back, and I left a gigantic omission out of that deck, so much so that I felt that I needed to take this deck one more time. I totally forgot to include Torbran. So yeah, those kind of things happen sometimes when you're on the treadmill of making videos 3 times a week or more. Sometimes, you know, you're old and crazy like myself and you forget. And for whatever reason, when I was building my deck construction for the Cavalcade deck, Torbran completely slipped my mind. But thanks to all of you, you all jumped on the comment sections and the emails. Why didn't you put Torbran? Why didn't you put Torbran? Hey, Torbran's not in the deck. Okay, I get it. I get it. You're right. You're right. And we're going to right that wrong by trying this one more time with Cavalcade is Back Part 2 with the right deck construction. So I made a couple of modifications from the original one, so I would ignore the original one and go with this one. So there he is. Yes, of course, Torbran, who absolutely belonged in this deck. I'm not really sure what my brain was thinking at the time. I think it was probably 1 in the morning when I recorded that. So exhaustion may have taken place, but I'm not a man of excuses. I'm a man of action. So we're going to go through and rectify that mistake. So very similar to the original deck, we're going to have a lot of the good standard 1-drops that you've got in a Cavalcade deck, your Fervent Champions and your Scorch Spitters and your 10th Street Dodgers. I love 10th Street Dodger because it's basically unblockable unless your opponent's got haste, which is awesome. We're also going to toss in a few shocks in there to help get rid of some of those early threats and potentially do some damage to our opponent to actually trigger some of the other things in here. There, of course, is the aforementioned Cavalcade of Calamity, which I'm going to be sorely seeing to miss. It was one of the great decks to build in Standard right now because it's like $28 to build this whole thing. Maybe I think Torbran, if you had it, I think it gets a little bit over that. But overall, this is a super relatively in paper, even though we're not really playing in paper. The dogs. There they are, the unofficial mascots of the OGG channel, my Cavalcade of Dogs, that every time the mailman or the UPS guy or anything else rolls around the house, or, you know, it gets in the evening as we are in these troubled times during this world pandemic, people are getting out and trying to get some exercise, so walking their pets around the neighborhood is a good idea. I do it myself. But yeah, they want to bark and say hello and say hi. So, as I was saying before, because we're not really playing paper, the last time that I just saw, Wizards had made an announcement, basically canceled all in-store events, like flat out canceled every in-store event. Things are getting worse, not better, here in the US. I don't know where you are. I hope things are getting better. But even states where I live, which were on the list for the CDC that said things were doing really, really well, hey, you guys are doing a great job. Even we are now seeing resurgence in cases. So this thing isn't going anywhere. My work has taken 2 steps back, and I'm not allowed in the building anymore. So I'll be working remotely all the time. So that's cool. So yeah, as I was saying, so this deck's relatively cheap to purchase in paper, but it is about to rotate out if you're going to continue to play it. Anyway, so get into the other cards in the deck. The main reason we did this one, of course, is, the Pyreling. Whenever a source does non-combat damage, it gets +1/+0 and gains double strike. It was kindly pointed out that double strike without trample, unlike Embercleave, doesn't result in spilling over damage. I figured that one out, and I figured that out. But he's the main reason why we want to build this deck, because the Cavalcade damage, of course, is non-combat damage. Shocks are non-combat damage. The damage coming from Scorch Spitter is non-combat damage. You can really build this thing up. It's, of course, we're going to run Chandras because we want to be able to trigger Cavalcade as much as possible. And Chandra Spitfire because it's basically Pyreling's bigger flying cousin that does something very similar. It doesn't gain the double strike, but so what? It does gain +3/+0 and is in the air. Some light up the stage for a little bit of hand control, be able to get some cards back in our hand. The aforementioned Torbran, who should have been in the deck before. 4 Castle Embereth. I tossed in a couple of Dwarven Mines. These were in here originally, and I don't remember why. The problem that I have with these, and I don't know what it is about the Shuffler and Arena, if you have 4 of these, you end up with like 3 of them in your hand on the draw. And they come into play tapped if they are, if there's no mountains, if there's not 3 mountains in play. So that really slows the deck down. So I'm only tossing 2 in just for the free red dwarfs, because why not? So, and then of course 15 mountains. So that is the correct deck. Thank you all for those comments that reminded me how poorly I built it the first time. So if you like the video, like the content I'm pointing out, by all means hit the subscribe button. It super helps out the channel. Comment down below, as those of you chose to do, and remind me how poorly I built this deck. Alright, so all that YouTuber stuff out of the way. Blah. We're going to save. I didn't realize I made any changes. I thought I just opened it. We're going to go right into the snake pit we're going to go into standard rank in platinum, no less, with this deck. Let's see where this goes. I'm looking forward. They've got a historic event coming up. I think I might enter this deck. They've also... What is this? Thanks, Shuffler. That's awesome. What did I tell you? What did I tell you? We will keep this one. We're going to go ahead and drop... Oh, I feel really bad about dropping Torbran, but we're really playing from behind on this one. Let's drop the Chandra's Triumph and hope for the best. Do wish my... Oh, are we playing another mono red player? Look at that. Look at that. We shall say hello. Looks like... I mean, we got our third land awfully quick. So, as we can cast this out, it's going to be a shock as he's going to swing in for the attack. I think we might go Pyreling because that does go above Stomp if he does have that in his hand. And then we've got a Cavalcade just to back it up. So I'm usually only one of the weirdos that carries Chandra's Steamkin. Okay, so we're not going to see a swing here. That's cool. So we're going to go Castle Embereth, and then we're going to go Cavalcade, followed by Scorch Spitter. I can imagine he's not going to allow that double strike to hit any of his creatures, I mean, so he's just going to go ahead and take that damage. And on the next one, this one does not count as a mountain, by the way, so we can't get Torbran down just yet. But, oh, if we pull another mana, Scorch Spitter's fine. Actually, we'll take all the damage they come going. It looks like they're having some mana issues. That's fine. That is fine. Because they are going to take a boatload of damage when our little friend Torbran comes down. Are you willing to take it? I would guess not. Because that's going to be double. That's going to be 8 damage. Ooh. Ooh. So all I have to do is swing. That's two. Yeah. Yeah, it's the Torbran effect. Fervent Champion, sure. I don't think you have enough, my friend. I don't think you have enough. Come on. Come on. All I have to do is swing. Legitimately, all I have to do is swing. Because what's going to happen is that's going to be 1 damage plus 3. Sure? I'm not sure what you're doing here. So I'm wondering, like, does he have a shock? He can have all of that. Embercleave. But it's not enough damage. It's not even remotely close to enough damage. 6, 7, 8. Yep. Not even enough close. So we're going to drop the Dwarven Mine, get our free dwarf, do our little swing in. Which one does he block? Because he has literally nothing left. I can Castle Embereth from there. Yeah, so I'm not sure what he was thinking with 2 mana. Like, I don't know that it was worth it for the swing. I get that he had Embercleave in his hand and he really wanted to use it, but not necessarily sure I agree with that decision. And it paid out. Alright, let's play a couple more games with this. And I feel like this one's going to be a quick one because I think the original video kind of did this deck some justice. And yes, for everyone who is interested, I have gotten requests for... Someone sent me a cool 3-color dog deck that I'm going to absolutely do in next week's series. Everybody keeps asking me for the Shrines deck. The Shrines deck's coming. I'm going to do 2 Shrine decks. I'm going to do 1 in Standard and 1 in Historic, basically back to back. So those decks are coming. Whoa, absolutely not. What is going on, Shuffler? Oh my goodness, which one do you let go? You let go of the Shock. That's what you do. As much as it pains you, you let go of the Shock. Pelt Collector, you don't say. Well, we're not going to let that happen. Mono Green is a really good hard counter to Cavalcade because their creatures are really big. And they can do a lot of damage. Scavenging Ooze. cool. Making me regret letting go of... So we're just going to go ahead and make him unblockable. Swing with him. I had a Scavenging Ooze. I've got another Ooze deck, too. Everyone wants to know what the Ooze deck's going to look like. I've gotten like 5 emails on that. What's the Ooze deck going to look like? Well, I mean, it's not that hard. Gem Razor on the Scavenging Ooze. That seems like a waste. I mean, it's cool because it does give it trample and it does kill my Cavalcade. That is cool. So that actually is a really cool... I never got that option during the course of mine. Yeah, well, Castle Embereth leave. We're in a race. Now what's he gonna do? Questing Beast. Okay, so he wins the race. Like, legitimately, unless we get a Torbran here, we do not. We're dead. Yeah, no, we're just gonna call it. He's got this one. Unfortunately, Mono Green is definitely the bane of Mono Red's existence. Again, all of those creatures, there isn't a single one. If we had gotten Torbran, maybe we'd have gotten through, because that'd have been 3 here. I could have blocked out through there. That would have gone through and done damage. That'd have been 7. I'd have had something coming back, maybe. But unfortunately, no. That is the one thing about this Cavalcade deck. It absolutely is a fast deck. It's win fast or die fast. That's how this deck flies. That's how it works. Still iffy on that one shuffle that we got with no lands. Like, again, normally I'm guilty of only doing like 20, 21 lands. Thanks, Shuffler. You're the best. I swear it knows, like, hey, you're running Mono Red. We need to at least make you mulligan once to make it fair. I swear that's what's going on here. Ooh, Loris. I got a shock for you, my buddy. Can't imagine you would want to block with that. Probably should have put the Pyreling down first, but that's okay. So I am going to want to stand up that shock whenever he pulls Loris into his hand. So we'll at least get a little bit of a telegraph of that before it comes down. My guess is going to be Pride Meat. Ooh, very nice. Very nice. He's going to have to swing with it, though. And does he really want to do that? Okay. So all we need to do is do more than 3 damage a turn. Which we're more than capable of doing. So Loris is next. My suspicion is he's going to choose not to swing with his Healer's Hawk. Or not. He's just going to keep doubling down on that Healer's Hawk. Well, there's 7. Alright, we are in a spot here, kiddos. And it's got Vigilance. So, we're done. There's nothing we can do. Once he got Sentinel's Mask on it, it was Vigilance, and he can just continue to sit there with a 7. Like, he's going to gain life the whole time. There's nothing we can do. Unfortunate. I had that shock in my hand the whole time that I was holding it on for Loris, and that's probably the wrong move. That was probably the wrong move. I probably should have just shocked the bird when I had it. Because clearly it looked like the deck was built around, I'm just going to build up this 1 or 2 creatures with all of these enchantments that are super cheap that I can pull back out of the graveyard with Loris and just pound face, and it really did a good job. Okay, well, that's a thing. Interesting. The Shuffler has been unkind recently. So, where do we go from here? Black-blue, my suspicion is... Yeah, I've got a sneaking suspicion that this... Oh, he doesn't. I thought he was going to have a counterspell or a quench or something in hand. Oh, well, let's get all that mana out of the way. Gotta cast something. Cultivate. Okay, cool. That leaves us open for Chandra Spitfire to come down next. So that's where we're gonna go. And then we'll do Chandra next turn and then go in with a really big attack. Ritual of Soot. Very cool. Good thing we have a response to that. And Torbran coming in next turn makes this all the more sweeter. Nissa, very nice. She's going to hit Chandra. Or, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. We get one more turn of this because it's all going to hit Chandra. And it's all going to hit Nissa, and Nissa's going to die. So that kills Nissa outright.
I must go.
No reason to block it. I mean, why would you? I was gonna say it's already done its damage. You don't want to block that. He seems at a loss. What do I do? It's okay. I have another one. Casualties of War. Good card. Good card. Looks like we're getting a real game. Alright, so now we're in the position where we are fresh out of gas. And we need some card draw. Does he have another Casualty of War in hand? That would be disappointing to say the least. Hydroid Graces. Oh, that's okay. 4/4. He's not going to swing in with a land. Cavalcade, that's cute. So, unfortunately, it looks like we are running fresh out of gas against this one. Yep. Alright, we're going to call this one. We'll get one more game in for our 20-minute mark on this one. That's a shame. Ugh. Ugh. Casualties of War. We had it going. We were on our way. We were well on our way. But alas, as I said, these decks, it wins fast and it dies fast too. That's what it does. Alright, so last one. Last one. Let's try to make this a win. Ooh, coming in with the Ugin. I don't know. I feel like we just played this person, too. Can be okay. Can be okay. This is, as I say, I feel like this is the Loris deck we played before. Ginger Brute, neat. This could be... This is going to be that enchantment deck where they just continue to build up enchantments on Ginger Brute. Or another Ginger Brute. Is this a Doggos deck? This should be interesting. Banishing Light would be my next guess. Fairy Guide Mother. Constant damage, I'll give him that. Okay. Gotta get one of those out of the way. Okay. Nope, we're good. So he can make these both unblockable if he spends the 2 mana. I can't possibly imagine he's going to want to do that. It does keep a constant clock down. Giant killer. Very nice. Okay, so now he can't do that anymore. We're good. One more turn. All I need is my Cavalcades. That's really what I need. Having Torbran down, though, does help quite a bit. Because Chandra's going to come in and do her thing. I have a feeling something big's coming, which is why everyone makes fun of Chandra's Triumph. Oh, yeah, except for the fact that it does 5 damage. Yep. Okay, so +1/+1 counters. How many does he get? 1? I don't know that that's enough, my friend. Target creature or planeswalker. Just throw that out there. Red Source does more damage. Just throwing that out there. I think we are going to go with Chandra, though. Because I can't possibly imagine he's going to want to let that happen. So let's get this out of the way. Let's get him dead.
There's no problem. Fire can solve. Hey, these little guys are great.
He's gonna let the damage go through. Okay, cool. We get the Spitfire done. All we're missing, the only thing we're missing is a Cavalcade at this point. We have everything else in place that we really, really want. Locks it on. Cool. Sure. We'll fix that here in a second.
I'm telling the abbots.
So we are going to remove the Loxodon.
Come on, Chandra, remember that spell. Sit back and watch it burn.
Can't really do much about that. We've got other tricks we can pull Shock back out too. I think what I'm going to do though, oh, could we please get a Cavalcade right now? He didn't pay the thing. Why? There we go. He's going to pay the thing now. That's fine. That's fine, because obviously we have another in our hand.
Time to sleep for a week.
Oh, where's Cavalcade when you need it? Tapping that actually doesn't stop its ability.
I'm totally the best Pyromancy student. Don't worry, I brought company.
And you like, did he not recognize that he had to block at least one of those? I guess not. All right, so we win on our opponent not reading cards. That's cool, because I guess, I don't know, maybe he's an old school guy that used to think the way that I did. If things were tapped, their abilities didn't work. That used to be the way things used to work. There used to be mono artifacts. It's one of the whole, like, Winter's Orb. That's why Icy Manipulator used to be such a good card, because you could tap or untap things. You could tap a Winter Orb so that you could only get the ability to untap your cards, your lands, and your opponent didn't. It was such a great, awful, horrible deck to play against other people. Anyway, that's a complete aside. So, anyway, I do hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, always helps with the channel. Let me know in the comments down below how you did your Cavalcade deck the right way, as you often did. Thank you so much for that. And until next time, guys, we shall see you in the arena. This video was brought to you in no small part by our patrons. If you would like to help out the channel, go to www.patreon.com/oldguygamingmtga, and thank you for your support.